What is up? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. We are live and amplified every single Wednesday night at 6:05 p.m. breaking down local sports here in the Inland Empire. A lot of high school football right now, of course. Big shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. We always appreciate it. Big show coming your way as we can continue to make stops at all these different high school practices. We'll also talk about UC Riverside men's basketball. We got their head coach, Mike Magpayo, coming up in just a little bit. Of course, our top 25 rankings, all the good stuff. But right now, we start off the show with one of the biggest games this week. It might be the game. It's Murrieta Valley taking on Norco. Man, and again, I've said this several times. I'm a sucker for every time the Southwestern League plays a Big 8 league school. I love those games. Joining us live on the show, we got the QB of the Nighthawks, Brandon Rose, on the end, and right there in the middle, the great Tiger Bachmeier as well. Guys, first off, thanks for joining the show. And Brandon, I think you've done it before, man, but this is a big game against Norco on Friday night. We're fired up about this one. Are you fired up too?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm excited to get after it on Friday.
You know, Brandon, you guys have had a strong start. You know, I know there was that one setback to Apple Valley, but do you feel like the best is still to come for this Nighthawk football team?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think that we've prepared this week. We've had a good week of practice, and I think it'll be a good game on Friday.
I think so, too. I think it's going to be a great game. And Brandon, one of your favorite targets. In fact, this guy's got a ton of receiving yards. The guy in the middle, Tiger Bachmeier, he's got a lot of receiving yards. He's also got a lot of hair. Tiger, how long have you been growing that hair out?
Since I was 13. One day we just decided to grow it out and see how it looked. And now it's pretty much my good luck charm. Looks nice out of the helmet.
It's got to be a good luck charm because things are obviously working out for you and the Nighthawks. You know, Tiger, when you have a quarterback like Brandon, you feel like, man, all I got to do is get a little bit open because he's going to find a way to get me the football. And obviously, you know, you're the leading receiver. You're probably going to go over 1,000 yards on the season. I mean, what's it like having a quarterback, you know, as good as Brandon is?
There's a lot of throws where it's threading the needle. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen, but somehow the ball finds its way into my hands, and after it's there, I can make a play with it. So there's a lot of throws that happen like that.
You know, and Brandon, on the flip side, you know, what's it like to have a receiver the caliber of Tiger? Because you probably feel like, man, I could drop back and just put that ball up, and he's going to go get it. He's going to make me look good at some point, right?
Yes, sir, definitely. Exactly what you said. He makes me look good. You know, he catches the ball. And he's got a lot of yak in him, so that helps my yards out. And you know, he's reliable. You know, I can just throw it out there. I know he's going to go get it. So,
guys, you know, when we look at the Southwestern League, man, there's probably 3-4 teams that could win this league championship, and every single night is a battle when we get to league play for Southwestern League play. Tiger, I'll start with you. I mean, what do you feel like you guys have to do right the rest of the season to maybe lock up a league championship, and maybe areas that you feel like, hey, we can still get better? Like, these are areas that we can still improve on.
There's a lot of there's the main things that we focus on going into games is staying ahead of the chains and not having penalties that set us back into big like 1st and 20s. Trying to avoid those. Obviously catching the ball and not turning over the ball. Those are biggest things that we want to continue to improve on, and just as every game to have those goals going to the games. Obviously we're lifting the weight room, and strength is something we can improve on too.
Same thing for you, Brandon. As good as things have been so far early on in this season, where would you like to see this team improve so that maybe at the end of the year, you know, you guys are making a deep run in the playoffs, you have a league title banner to hang up? I mean, where are some areas that you guys can still get better?
I think it's definitely focusing on like playing our game. Not getting away from, you know, how we play as a team. You know, we're fast, we're physical, we're a little bit young, but, you know, I think we have a great shot at going deep into the playoffs and winning this league championship. Things that we can work on is, like Tiger said, our OC, Coach Rose, he's big on staying ahead of the chains, not having dumb penalties, not having turnovers, anything like that. So all those things just add up into MV football. And I think if we just play our ball, then we'll be good to go.
All right, let me go back to Tiger, because Tiger, listen, your older brother Hank, who's the quarterback now at Boise State, one of my all-time favorites, no doubt. And Hank is it's a strong, it's a solid, it's a great name, Hank. But you got the name Tiger, you have a brother named Bear, and those are like the coolest names ever. What's the origins of those names?
So I like to tell people that I grew up in the jungle and with gorillas. But the real story is my dad's grandpa was a fighter pilot, and he and his father, who was my dad's grandpa, called my dad Tiger, and he had a really raspy voice, and it sounded really cool. He's smoking filterless Camels, and so his voice kind of had that rasp to it. So he called my dad Tiger, and my dad really liked the way it came out. And from that point on, he was like, "I'm gonna name my kid Tiger."
That's awesome.
Bear, and my little brother, my dad calls him Cougar, but everyone else calls him Buck. So Tiger, Bear, Buck.
That's so awesome. But I'm going to probably tweet out and put the rumor out there that you grew up in a jungle. If that, say, hey, Tiger got his name because he was raised by tigers out in the Amazon somewhere. But no, it's a great name. And again, I was like, okay, Hank's a good solid name, but then we got Tiger and Bear. That's even better. Brandon, let me go back to you, man, because listen. You're a senior, right? And you want to go out with a bang. I mean, you want the whole thing, right? A league championship, that deep playoff run. So, as a senior, are you just kind of maybe soaking in this season and trying to enjoy it, but knowing like, hey, this is our last ride. Let's do. As for you, this is your last ride. Let's do something this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a mix of both, really. I remember our second game against Apple Valley. We were walking down to NFL stretch, and I was just taking it in. Like, I felt the breeze. I know it sounds cliche or anything, but I was just taking it all in. Like, damn, this is my senior year. This is my last. We only get a certain amount of home games. We already got 3 down. We only got 2 more. So just taking every moment of that in, but also trying to get after it. Obviously, I want to win a league championship, want to go deep into the playoffs, and I feel like with this team we can.
Yeah, man, that's not cliche. Enjoy those moments, hearing the band playing and I don't know, smelling popcorn and just the whole thing, man, just the whole experience on a Friday night. Well, guys, listen, I appreciate you checking in, both of you. Best of luck on Friday night against Norco and, of course, the rest of the season as well. That's Tiger Bachmeier right there in the middle. That's Brandon Rose on the outside. Guys, thank you so much for jumping on the Inland Sports Show. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you, guys. That's Murrieta Valley football, man. Again, one of the big games. I said this, I think I put it in a tweet, that this week's regular season football games will probably be the best matchups that we have all season long. There's just so many great matchups in week number 4 this Friday. I don't know what it was. Like last week, it was kind of mild. It was like a diet version. There wasn't a lot of huge games. This week, we've got like 5, 6, 7 games that are just like massive, massive games. All right, with that said, let's go to our Boost Performance Training Top 25 rankings. Always so contentious on social media, but here's the good news. I think we're getting it right. I think the Inland Sports supercomputer is actually getting it right because the rankings are kind of playing out how we thought. There's a couple teams, though, on the move, and I will point out Ramona. I will point out King. I will point out Jurupa Hills, Orange Vista. Some of those schools are rising, but we have huge, huge games coming up this week, and that will have a major impact on our top 25 poll. But that's how it looks right now. But we got some huge head-to-head matchups, including Murrieta Valley against Norco, Citrus Valley against Orange Vista, Beaumont against San Jacinto. I could go on and on. Big, big time matchups, but there's our top 25 right now. Keep an eye on Beaumont at 4-0, Yucaipa 4-0, North 4-0, Jurupa Hills 3-0. There's a log jam right there. And beyond that, after Jurupa Hills, it really is anybody's game. I mean, again, the next couple of weeks will be very telling to see who's going to move up the rankings. But hey, Rev, you've entered the party. Congratulations to them. So has King, checking in at number 20. We're finding out that Jason McMains and the Wolves, pretty darn good. We put them at number 20. And Redlands East Valley, again, with that big win against Heritage, they sneak into our top 25 as well. They got that great young quarterback, Isaiah Hawley, Lavelle Pickett, the big receiver, who's a stud as well. So the CBL is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good teams and talent in the Citrus Belt League this season. All right, that brings us to our first commercial break of the night. When we come back, more high school football. We will check in with the Centennial Huskies. We got quarterback Izzy Carter and defensive back Jaden Mickey joining us here on the Inland Sports Show. We'll be right back.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The time is now. The Boost Training Center is open for business and ready to help all the athletes across the Inland Empire. Doesn't matter the age or the sport, if you go to Boost Training with Coach Ray Bass, they're going to make you bigger, faster, stronger. So if you're out there looking to train this offseason, talking about all you football players especially, check out boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website. You can find a strength and speed class just for you this offseason, so you can be even bigger, better, faster, stronger this upcoming season. Give them a call or text at 951-532-4904 to reserve your spot today. Strength and speed training at Boost Training System. And don't forget, enrollment is open right now for the Bass School. That's Boost Alternative School for student athletes. You can check out what they have to offer at boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website once again, and you can enroll for the 2021-2022 school year. Again, this is not an online school. This is a private school specifically for 7th and 8th grade boys. Check it out today because space is limited. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody, live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16 every single Wednesday night. We're always breaking down high school football. Big one coming up on Friday as Centennial will take on Long Beach Poly. The Huskies off to an undefeated start. We got a star on the defensive side of the football and a star on the offensive side. Joining us now all the way from Centennial, we've got not only Jaden Mickey, but we also got Izzy Carter, the quarterback for the Huskies. Let me go. Izzy, you're in the middle right there. I know you guys are getting ready to go to practice. It looks like you're almost in the classroom, like you're doing some homework or something. Where are you right now?
I'm in Coach Logan's football office right now.
Izzy, and I'll ask Jaden the same thing. Like, when you guys go to practice, do you practice how you want to play on Friday night? I mean, because some teams, kind of loosey-goosey and relaxed practices, but I think Coach Logan gets it dialed in, and he wants to see you guys practice how you want to play on Friday night against the Jackrabbits. How would you describe a Centennial football practice?
Centennial football practice, it's very high-paced. Get a lot of things done quick and fast. It goes by really fast. We're all locked in. We're all tuned into what we want to do. So, Centennial football practice is very high pace, and you got to be a leader on the football field. I mean, it's not easy practicing and stuff like that. But as long as you're locked in and getting ready to get your job done, then, it's part of Husky football.
And Izzy, let me ask you this before I jump over to Jaden. When you're in practice and you're going against some great defensive players, and that secondary for Centennial is probably the best in the entire country, when you're having to throw against guys like Jaden in practice all the time, how are you getting better as a quarterback?
Jaden and the other defensive players, they just make the game easier for me. That's just how it is. And I feel like every team needs that type of defensive caliber and high-paced defense to make offense great. Practice, I believe, is supposed to be harder than the games. So in practice, we're always going back and forth with our top receivers and stuff like that. And Jaden, he's always making us better. Even trash talking, that's just making us better as individual players. So just them doing that is going to be on Fridays. It's just easy. It's just like playing a video game. Honestly, you just checking down and making the right decision and just moving down the field.
All right, let me go to Jaden now. And Jaden, big game on Friday night. Long Beach Poly coming out to the Evil Empire. Are you excited about how this team has started this year? And then who knows, man? This is a team that's probably going to run into Bosco or Mater Dei somewhere down the line in the playoffs. But great start. You guys are looking good right now.
Yes, sir, definitely. Each and every day I practice, we prepare for the games. We prepare for playoffs. We prepare for a state championship. And I think if we go into practice every day like that, we get our mentals right, we come out each and every game and perform to the best of our abilities.
Now, Jaden, I've already crowned you guys the best secondary in the entire country for high school football. Am I right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think we got 5 Division I football players on that secondary.
Jaden, when I think of these Matt Logan Centennial football teams, I think of like all the points they would score and the great quarterbacks and the great receivers. But now when I'm thinking about, high school football at Centennial, I'm thinking about defense. I'm thinking about Jaden, Mickey. I'm thinking about you guys flying around and really shutting down opposing teams. How much pride do you guys take in, doing a great job defensively where the offense really doesn't have to score, 50 points per game to win a game?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It means a lot to us as a defense and to our coaches. We like to represent Centennial Huskies. We like to represent our coaches. And, it's big that Centennial used to be such a powerhouse on the offense, and now we kind of balance it out some so we can compete both ways.
Jaden, I know you're a Notre Dame commit. What was it about the Irish that you liked so much? We saw Javon McKinley, obviously another Centennial guy, also make his way to South Bend. But what was it about Notre Dame that you liked so much?
Notre Dame is just one of the greatest places to be, I think. The tradition they have at that school is out of this world, and the academics and the football to go along with it is just, I think, is one of the best. It's the best university to be at.
All right, before we wrap things up, Izzy, I'm going to go back to you because you're a 4.0 student, Izzy. What's your favorite class right now?
Honestly, all of them. I love all my teachers. Centennial, they love their student athletes and they love the students. So, I like all my classes. I get along with my teachers pretty well, and I just get it done in the classroom.
All right, so we got one of the best DBs in the nation. We got one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the nation. It's going to be a long night at the office. I'm predicting for Long Beach Poly on Friday night. Guys, thank you so much for jumping on the show. I know you got practice right now, so we'll let you get out there and get to work with the Huskies and head coach Matt Logan. But thank you so much, and best of luck on Friday night.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, that's Jaden Mickey, DB. Izzy Carter, the quarterback for the Huskies, joining us here on the Inland Sports Show. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more Inland Sports Show. We'll talk some UCR basketball with head coach Mike Magpayo. That's next.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man. You guys rock.
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team. Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
Oh boy. Justice trying to scramble out. There's 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Throwing it as far as he can. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're going to kick a field goal.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to kick a field goal with 2 seconds left.
It's going to be a 20-plus yard punt.
Valley had 12
There's flags. It's through the uprights.
Good anyway.
There's flags, though.
The flag, Valley had too many guys, I think.
And Valley had too many guys.
Alan Hancock won the game.
Ball game over. Alan Hancock win by a field goal.
That was a wild finish as San Bernardino Valley College fell 37-34 against Allen Hancock. We had that game live on IEMG. In fact, you can go back and watch the whole thing. It was a dramatic finish. See if the Wolverines can bounce back this coming Saturday on the road at Mount Sac. But let's go from football to basketball. Before you know it, it's going to be hoop season here in the Riv, and we're going to raise the Riv. What am I talking about? We're going to find out right now. Joining us right now, one of the best dudes in the entire world, is head coach Mike Magpayo from UC Riverside, the men's basketball team. And coach, we will talk about raise the Riv, but right now, I mean, we're friends. I just want to know, how are you doing? How's the wife? You got a baby in the house? I mean, there's a lot going on with you right now.
Yeah, I'm great. It's obviously it's been an awesome off season. I got signed to a contract. That was pretty cool. And now here in our boy's 9 months old, Luca, and he's doing great. He's a happy baby. Doesn't sleep, but we take he's such a happy baby all day, so we take that. That's kind of the check and balance. But still not sleeping. Still wakes up every 2 hours or so. But things are great, and we're back in the Riv with our guys. They just got back today, this morning, had our first workout of the fall, so feeling pretty good.
You talked about, returning and getting back on the court with your guys. Coach, we're in the home stretch now to get ready for, that first game of the season. Here we are in the middle of September, and before you know it, November's going to be here and it's about to get real. Now that you have your guys back, does it feel more real to you? Okay, we need to start improving every day. That first game is going to be here before you know it.
No doubt. I mean, I'm already beating myself up about this morning's practice. I'm not good enough. I gave us a C this morning. So, we're 8 weeks away from the season, a little less than 8 weeks. And you definitely have a countdown in my head and kind of share that with the guys as we're preparing. But we have a really good plan. And I do feel confident just because we have a lot of carryover from last year. Last year we got back to campus October 1st for our first game November 25th. So we know it's absolutely doable. And we had 8 weeks of the summer this year, whereas we didn't have a summer last year. So we got in peak condition last year. We have a lot of carryover, a lot of experience. It's a really nice place to be as a coach.
Coach, speaking of last season, is there a signature moment that you remember? I mean, whether it was bailing out of Sacramento to get home to your wife in the birth of your child, or was it beating Washington on a whim? You took that game last minute in Las Vegas. When you think about last year, and it was such a great year, are there certain moments that you're going to take away and remember about that season?
Definitely. I've told that story about leaving Sacramento a bunch of times, but that I was really just in a daze all the way through deciding to play Washington, traveling to Washington a week after having a baby, and then playing and beating them. So that moment in the locker room kind of woke me up. I remember the guys were fired up after we won the game, and it hadn't hit me until I got in that locker room and they just poured the water over me. I wasn't even expecting it. And so that was pretty cool. And then, the USC game was a moment that I still beat myself up about a little bit. I wish I called timeout there at the end. We had a tie game with 14 seconds to go and our ball. So I talked to our team about it, even kind of went through my mind. We took a retreat to Big Bear last week, and they were kind of asking me what my thought process was. So we kind of evaluated what me and the coaching staff went through there. And then when we got in the Big West tournament, my first time playing, coaching in the Big West, the adrenaline in our quarterfinal game against Hawaii was at a high level, and even more than in any of the other games. And that was a good learning experience for me. Just thank goodness we won that game, but it was a really intense game, and my adrenaline was at 10. and I try to keep pretty even keel, and it was hard to do when all the marbles were on the line.
Yeah, you had a lot of big moments last year, and it was a great season, 14-8 overall, 8-4 in Big West Conference play. Coach, I don't know if it's out there publicly yet, but is your schedule finalized? Do you know exactly who you're playing this upcoming season? And can you share anything about that, any big games that we might be able to see?
You know what? There's a lot of big games. The schedule will be released soon, but it's fine. It's been finalized for a few weeks. We're just kind of planning it out. But we open at San Diego State. We have 2 Pac-12 teams on our schedule. We play at Arizona State and at Oregon. A couple WCC teams in St. Mary's, and Cal Baptist. We'll reinvigorate Riverside hopefully with the Crosstown Showdown. We took a year off last year, but we're back at it this year at our place, which will be pretty cool. So we play Cal Baptist December 12th. That'll be really, really exciting. I'm fired up about it. I've actually, I talk to Coach Croy a lot now, and we kind of exchange. I love it that we have two. I think we need to be really competitive, and it's cool to be rivals. But we were kind of part of the same coaching tree, oddly enough, and he's been really helpful in a lot of different ways, just guiding me and whatnot. But I think the better they do, better for us. The better we do, I think it helps them. I love having 2 Division I teams in Riverside. So that one, December 12th, mark your calendars. That should be a fun one.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one for sure. Coach, going back, let's say 2 seasons, what David Patrick was able to start building, and then you grabbed the baton and you just kept running with it last season. I feel like the trajectory of Highlander hoops is just going up and up and up. Are you excited? Do you have big expectations for this upcoming season for your squad this year?
Yeah, I think the challenge is not to think about those, but there are definitely expectations, and there's added pressure and all that stuff. But we have a really good group of guys, and it started with Coach Patrick. So if you were to come into our gym And I think that everybody that's come through now that we're kind of opened up a little bit and people have been able to come watch practice. Coach Macy, Coach Macy's been in basically the last 4 or 5 weeks, and he was in there this morning actually. You just see a really good culture. So we got a program the train is moving. And so the trajectory should go when you have a good culture and you have continuity on staff and you have players that return in. Like, I think we were one of the few programs that we didn't really have anybody enter the transfer portal. So yeah, people should expect some success from us and a good product on the floor. And I'm pretty confident we can put that product on the floor again this year.
Well, Coach, I know in a couple of weeks, I think it's October 7th, the Meet the Team event kind of really kicked things off to get into the year. But already a big fundraiser, Raise the Riv. What is hashtag Raise the Riv? Yeah, well, our guys, so we really hold our team, and we did for the last few years. We hold a high standard, and that's kind of been our deal. That's what we talk about in-house within our team. Like, there's a standard, and we try to meet it every single day. And I thought last year, after having back-to-back winning seasons, and last year finishing third in the conference, but really battling for first place all year, our guys really, really wanted it. They thought that. I think we were emotional after the loss in the semis because we really thought we had a chance to punch our ticket. So this year, we kept talking about raising the standard, and it just kind of came raising the Riv. And so Raise the Riv kind of became something we started talking about. And so I bought the website. I bought the website so that, when we do some sort of whatever it is, anything with the team, fundraiser, anytime we're trying to bring attention to the team, to the community and whatnot, we just have one place to go. It's raisetheriv.com. So we bought the website this summer, and our guys are all about it. And it's kind of become our mantra. It'll be our mantra this year, Raise the Riv, Raise the Riv. So that's where it started. And now it's turning into our fall fundraiser here. And so just trying to get tradition. Just trying to start tradition. And I think we're at a place now where, like you said, first of all, the campus is gorgeous. It's grown. They have new buildings everywhere. Like, when you come see it, even you I don't know if you've been in the last few weeks, but they've opened, cut the ribbons on 2 brand new buildings. And so just the trajectory is going up. Number 1 in social mobility again for the 3rd straight year at UC Riverside, one of the top public universities. Everything's in good shape. So it's time for us to kind of start the tradition here in the basketball program. So this tip-off dinner is one of our first things. That was what the Big Bear retreat was all about a couple of weeks ago. Just taking the guys to something like that, 2 days, doing some team building, starting that tradition. And now this tip-off dinner, I hope to get it going. And actually, we've had a really good start to our fundraiser. We just got Slater's 50/50 to be our jersey presentation sponsor, one of the new restaurants downtown. So yeah, man, we're off to a good start. That's awesome, Coach. Man, I'm so excited. Things are going so well for you. And I know, again, big expectations this upcoming season for the Highlanders. That is UCR head coach Mike Magpayo joining us here live on the Inland Sports Show. Coach, I always love talking hoops with you. And because October 7th, which is like that Meet the Team event, it's a Wednesday night. So I'll probably be here in the studio. But maybe I can get you to sneak away and zoom in for a minute or two and give us a live look at what's going on over there.
Well, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's Wednesday, October 6th. If you want to come on, all are welcome. RaiseTheRib.com. You can support us, buy a ticket there, and or sponsor a table, sponsor these guys. We've got a great group of guys. Very proud of them.
That's awesome. That is Coach Magpayo here on the Inland Sports Show. Coach, take care. Always good to see you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir. That is head coach Mike Magpayo at UCR. We'll take another break, and it's right back to high school football. The Orange Vista Coyotes checking in live when we come back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for. Hey Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the #1 sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the Bass School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. Bass is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. Bass School enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods.
If you're a USC football fan, you don't really want to reminisce about what happened this weekend at the Coliseum as they lost to the Stanford Cardinal. And actually, they lost to former Centennial High School quarterback Tanner McKee. We talked about this last week. You know, the Stanford Cardinal said, Tanner McKee, you're our guy at quarterback. You are the starter. He went out there and he lit up USC. The final score in that one was 42-28 at the Coliseum. Stanford wins.
He looked really good, and to quote my biggest...
Hey, guys, listen, put some respect on the Pac-12. We saw UCLA beat LSU in that first weekend, right, which is the huge signature win of the first weekend of college football. And then this past Saturday, we saw Oregon going on the road to the Horseshoe and beating the Ohio State 35-28. Guys, dare I say it, the Pac-12 is going to be really, really good. It might be top-heavy. We might have a couple really good teams, but the Pac-12 is beating some of those top programs now out there in the country. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16 every single Wednesday night at 6:05 p.m. That's when we kick everything off. We've been doing a lot of high school football. We've got so many great games coming up this week. One of those games, it's a real big juicy one. It's Citrus Valley and Orange Vista. It's live on Teen Vision TV 16. Join us live on the show. We're going 3 wide in the Orange Vista Library. If you're watching it, it's because it's opposite for what those guys are. But if you're watching it on the screen, on the left, we got Mike Carney on the left, Elijah Robinson in the middle, Sire Gaines on the right-hand side. And guys, you're live in the library, and Elijah, you were telling me off the air before we came back out of the commercial, you guys live in the library, but that's good, right? You guys are in there probably study hall, doing work, working on projects. Are you always in the library?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, Coach Zoma, he be on all of us about our grades, you know, so we all like come together as a unit to like help each other out, whether it's here or not here, we always helping each other out.
That's awesome. So if a guy's struggling in a certain class, someone else on the team can lift him up a little bit?
Yeah, it's not even just going to be one person. It's going to be the whole team going to help him out. That's just how we rock over here, though. We got a good brotherhood, good chemistry.
All right, Elijah, so who's the smart guy on the team? Who's the guy that everyone's going to like, man, I can't figure out this chemistry. There's algebra's killing me. Like, who's the smart guy?
Michael Carney. Nah. It's more than math. Yeah. Carney, I give it to Carney. Yeah. Carney in certain subjects. If you need help with like history, you gotta come to me though. But like, math, you go to Carney.
It's okay. So Carney on the left, he's the math guy. You're the history guy in the middle. Yeah. So Sire, what guy are you? What class is yours? Your expertise?
I like chemistry. I'll be the chemistry guy.
Okay. You guys got it all covered, man. Math, chemistry, history. You guys got it all covered. Again, big game coming up Friday night. Orange Vista hosting Citrus Valley. That's a game that's gonna be live streamed on Teen Vision TV 16. And Mike, I'll go with you on the left-hand side, Mike Carney, because you're a senior, man, and you're putting up huge numbers. Receiving, rushing the ball. Are you a guy that just wants to make an impact, whether you're doing it, catching the football, running the football, just whatever you can do to help this team win?
Yeah, I just really try to help the team out. I believe anytime I can touch the ball, I can score, receiving or rushing. Blocking comes in handy when I have to pass rush, pass block. It doesn't matter what I can do. I just try to help the team win.
And Elijah's over here nodding like, yeah, I just got to get the ball in his hands. I mean, how awesome is it, Elijah, that you got a guy like Carney over there that, just put the football in his hands and just turn him loose?
Sometimes when you see me scrambling around, my main instinct is, where's Carney? Let me find Carney. And usually when we connect, it's always something big. And that's my brother on the field, and off the field. So I know he got my back. If a 6'6" lot DN try to get me, I know Carney gonna throw his body in the way for me.
That's a real friend right there, then. Yeah. All right, you guys are seniors. Sire over here on the end, he's a sophomore, man. He's the young guys. But Sire, you're having a huge season. So obviously, man, you're just jumping right in there and making a huge impact as a sophomore. Having Carney and Elijah with you there, does it make it easier having guys who've been around the program and been doing well, and maybe learning a little bit from them as well?
Yeah, without a doubt, I look up to Carney and EJ off and on the field, and we just work hard as a unit, and I just praise my teammates for my success, and we just keep it moving.
All right, guys, tell me what you know about your offensive lineman, Jeremiah. I think I'm saying this correctly. Savietti? Does that sound about right?
I believe it. Yeah, I believe. We really don't know either, to be honest. It's kind of long.
One of your coaches hit me up on social media, because we always love the skill position players. But he's like, hey, how about some love for the O-line? Savietti, they said he's a beast.
Yeah, that's our Tongan warrior.
So, Elijah, being the quarterback, I mean, to run the football, to have time to pass the football, it all starts up front, right? I mean, I'm sure Jeremiah's a stud, but you probably have several studs up front.
Absolutely. We got a very good center, Jeremy Hupka. We got Venegas. We got Corey. We got a whole good line. Every touch, even Coach O said, every touchdown is not because of us. Yeah, of course, running the ball could be kind of easy, but when you got to really be in the trenches blocking, that's where the real praise got to go to our linemen, because they do their job. And they work the hardest out of anybody on the team at practice. They work harder than all of us.
Yeah, it all starts up front, man. That's how you win some football games. Let me go back to Mike Carney on the left. And Mike, when you look at Orange Vista the last several years, I mean, this is a program that's gotten to the playoffs and made some deep runs in the playoffs. For this year's squad, what's the expectation, man? I feel like you guys can make a deep run to, I don't know what division yet, but we'll find out. But you guys can make a deep run to a CIF championship.
Yeah, I believe that we can really go far this whole entire year. I believe we can make it to December and win the CIF ring. I believe in my team, offensive-wise, defensive-wise, PAT, kickoff, all that. I believe in the whole team that we could do anything on the field and make a run to the CIF championship.
Me too, man. I think so too. Sire, let me go back to you because, I love seeing your highlights on Twitter and on social media. And I'm like, I'm sure Elijah's a great quarterback, but I feel like Elijah could just put the ball up the sideline and you're just going to go get it, just out jump and outrun everybody. How much fun are you having this season catching that ball from Elijah?
Well, I'm having so much fun. It's just between me and him, our chemistry is good. So if he throws it, I'm going to get it. So he just lets it go.
Elijah, do you think, man, sometimes this isn't even fair? Sire's just going to beat that guy.
That's how I felt last game. They had two dudes on him, and I was like, man, I know I put all my faith in my boy. So, I just threw it up to him, and I know he was going to get it, which he did. Just like against Beaumont. There's two times I really didn't even see him, but I was like, I know Sire down there somewhere, and he going to get it, and that's what he did. So I can always put my faith in Sire and my other receivers too. But Sire, yeah, it's just something different about Sire.
Well, guys,
not too many like this.
No, I mean he's a sophomore, but he looks like he's played in the NFL for a couple seasons already, man. He's built. He's ready to go. He's ready to go, man. Guys, you have Citrus Valley on Friday. You mentioned the Beaumont game. When I looked at Orange Vista's non-league schedule, you throw Kaiser in there. You had some tough non-league games. Do you feel like this team is getting better because you've played some really good teams in non-league action so far?
Yeah, well, being a 3-year starter, we played a couple of, not too good teams. So when we play against great teams like Kaiser, Beaumont, Citrus Valley, who we got, Vista del Lago, when we play really good teams like that, and we could, and we know that we could compete with them, it just puts so much faith in our boys because we are a very young team too. There's some players on the team that really haven't even played football before, but every time we win against a good team, like Kaiser last week, it put a lot of faith in them, and they really feel like we all feel like we could really do something this season.
Well, I think so, too. I think you guys are going to do something this season. And, again, first things first, Friday night, Citrus Valley, big non-league game. And then, guys, you'll go right into league play. And playoffs will be here before you know it. But I think you guys are built to win. I think you're built to go pretty far in the playoffs, too, man. So, you guys, thanks for joining us on the show. I appreciate it. I'll let you go back to the library action over there and maybe crack open a book. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. That's the Orange Vista Coyotes here live on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks, guys, and best of luck Friday night against the Blackhawks, which you can watch live on Teen Vision TV 16. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, that's your Coyotes, man. The bookworms just hanging out in the library, doing some chemistry, doing some math. They're doing the whole thing, history. Those guys love hitting those books, and they're going to be hitting the Blackhawks come Friday night, again, live on Teen Vision TV 16. All right, the show rolls on because we want to remind everyone about Sports Weekly Live. Johnny, we got the fancy graphic. You know what to do. I might be in my living room again. I just might. I don't know. But even if I am, the show rolls on. You still get all the scores. You get the highlights. You get the interviews. Friday night, 11 o'clock, IEMG. We might be in the IEMG studio. We might be in my living room. Either way, check us out Friday nights at 11 p.m. throughout the high school football season. Scores, highlights, and interviews. So I hope you'll join us on Sports Weekly Live on IEMG. All right, so many big games this week. It was really hard to pick our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game because we could have went in 5 or 6 different directions this week. But this week we're going with San Jacinto and Beaumont. Man! Former league rivals going head-to-head, 2 of the top programs in the area. We put out games that we're watching each and every week. We have like a little list. We got the graphic. Coach Galliano's like, hey, you didn't list San Jacinto versus Beaumont. That's the game. I texted him back. I'm like, I know that is the game. That's our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game. That's why it's not on the list. But it is a big one. It's going to be at Beaumont out there in B City. Cougars hosting San Jacinto. Man, I'm excited about this one. These are 2 really good teams. And again, no longer league rivals, but still, what a fantastic non-league matchup. That's our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game. And you can listen to that game live on our friends over at KMET, 1490 AM. They will have the call. So if you want to check it out online or on the old radio dial, again, that's 1490 AM, Beaumont and San Jacinto. All right, and finally, how about some other big games coming up in week number 4? I told you, it's so juicy this week. The Rancho Verde taking on Chaparral. We got Centennial taking on Long Beach Poly. Aquinas on the road at Upland. Ramona versus Riverside Poly, the Solar Series, right? That's a big game. Ramona's really good this year. I'm interested to see that game. Murrieta Valley taking on Norco. We got Corona, undefeated start, taking on a very good Vista del Lago squad. That's an exciting matchup. And, of course, Orange Vista taking on Citrus Valley live on Teen Vision TV 16. You don't want to miss that. And those are just some of the big games in week 4 of the high school football season, but we want to build the fancy graphic and put some of them on there. But those are some of the big games coming up. All right, big thanks to all our guests tonight. Man, it was a jam-packed show. I think we got it in just under an hour. Murrieta Valley, Orange Vista, Centennial football. Thank you guys so much. I know here we are in the thick of the high school football season. You're at practice, you're at home doing homework, you're in the library, but you still came on here. We appreciate that. And, of course, UC Riverside men's basketball coach Mike Magpayo. Before you know it, guys, we'll be talking about high school football playoffs. We'll be talking about college basketball. It's right around the corner, but right now we're going to soak it in and enjoy the high school football season as we're going into week 4 already. Big thanks to our director, Johnny Nunez, here at Team Vision TV 16. We appreciate you tuning in each and every Wednesday night for your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Take care of each other. Be nice out there. God bless you, and we'll see you next week for the Inland Sports Show.